Good evening, students. Today we have Dr. Piali Kumar. Dr. Piali Kumar will teach about today's topic related to the behavioral economics. So now I am requesting Dr. Kumar to share the PPT.
Sir, there is a technical problem is arising, that is the host is okay.
Yes, now you are the host. So you can share your PPT.
Okay, sir.
Here is Monalisha Pattanayak. She is the head of the Department of Management of Raigada College, is Odisha. Another one, Miss Shomare. Shomare is the mathematics teacher in the St. Xavier's College. And Dr. Piali Kumar did PhD from Bardhaman University in economics. And she published several research papers in renowned journals and also the book publications also there in Springer, Sage, etc. So Dr. Piali Kumar, please.
Thank you, sir.
Start now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, thank you to sir and to all of my audience. Today we will discuss a very interesting topic, that is financial decision making in rural economics and behavioral economics. According to World Bank definition, a financial decision in a rural economy refers to a choice that the rural economic agent make regarding the management of their money, including decision about spending, saving, credit, borrowing, investing, or ensuring both farm and non-farm on a sustainable manner. Okay. Here, the word economic agents represent the entrepreneur, farm and non-farm labor, and members of the self-employed household. Now, this financial decision involve few key aspects. First of all, the agricultural financing, which is basically deals with the supply of demand for fund in the agriculture sector of rural economy. It determines acquisition and the use of capital in agricultural sector. Secondly, the household expenses, which included funds for basic necessaries like food, healthcare, education, and the others household expenditure. Next is the saving strategy. This indicates choosing where to save money, whether through informal mechanism or from the bank accounts. Additionally, deciding how to mitigate risk associated with weather events, crop failure, or price fluctuation through insurance or diversification of income sources come under the risk management. And finally, microfinance access, which represent utilizing small loan from microfinance institution for income generating activities like livestock rearing or small businesses. Okay. Next, we will discuss the importance of the financial decision in a rural economy. Basically, we know that people living in rural areas need access to financial services for a range of productivities such as asset building, working capital, and some protective purposes like mitigating risk exposure, including health insurance, etc. Secondly, to purchase stock, equipment, agricultural input, and so on. And thirdly, to maintain infrastructure, to conduct labor for planting, harvesting, and so on. And finally, to transport goods to market and receive payment and manage in peak season income to cover expenses in a low season. Another importance, that is invest in education, shelter, that is for the household purposes, and to deal with the emergencies. So widely taken, financial decision can unlock the considerable economic potential of rural areas, right? And benefit the rural people by increasing household income and decent work. Unfortunately, it is recognized that the rural area and population remains unserved, while the rural communities need the financial serves the most. So, in the next slide, we will discuss the key challenges of the financial decision in rural area. Now, given the fact that the question arises in our mind that what are the challenges, and what the next question is that what can institute do to resolve this problem, right? First, we see that the challenges of financial decision one by one. Let's talk about the limited financial literacy. The limited financial literacy means not having the knowledge or skill to make effective decision about money. This can lead to financial challenge like debt, inadequate spending, and limited savings. In such rural areas, also lack of awareness of financial concept like savings, credit management, and risk diversification in both farm and non-farm activities, this arises. So rural agent need to be financially literate, right? Because financial literacy enables the individual to manage their financial resource through pursuing alternative investment opportunities and portfolio diversification. Different government initiatives have been taken to involve them in the good financial decision. Different financial literacy training program is going on. Besides, the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, National Strategy for Financial Education, Financial Literacy Week, Rural Development Bank, different kind of activities is already going on. Second, the next challenge is the income volatility. It usually defines as the variance of income. That's the meaning of the amount of divergence from the average. That means, if I say it more elaborately, that is, this variation in income determines the rural household. So, what causes the volatility in the economics, in the rural economics particularly? In the rural area, especially in the informal sectors like agriculture or farms, farms experience significantly higher income or profit during the peak season compared to the other time during the years. Another example is the seasonal unemployed in agricultural labor, which leads to irregular cash flow, and they are not able to make long-term financial decisions. Okay. Additionally, the price fluctuation and unequal distribution of resources are also responsible for the uneven financial strategy making. The government has been taken different initiatives like federal agricultural policies, act like minimum wage act, welfare program to remove such kinds of circumstances. Another major challenge in rural financial behavior is higher dependency on informal sector. It include loan from friends, family, loan brokers, money lender, unregulated microfinance institution, as well as other service like saving and credit association. This institute have lack of regulation and oversight. So without any regulation, there is a high risk of fraud, management, higher interest, financial instability, or sometimes they fall into debt trap. In the rural area, the formal financial institution like commercial bank, rural or agricultural development bank have failed to offer sustainable financial service in rural areas. While making the financial decision, rural household or farms often face some unique challenges. In this situation, the government have already taken some initiative like freezing money, farming, money framing, loan from the informal sectors, instant collectors and panchayats to monitor and act against money lending. Finally, the rural people have the tendency to avoid risk. Now we will discuss the additional risk and social norms. When they face through decision, when they face tough decision, they generally go to the safer or risk-free option. So this risk aversion tendency have an adverse impact on financial decision. This mindset involved the rural people into informal financial sector and avoid the formal banking habit. The rural people also influenced by the other people of the society. Often financial decision or choice based on what their peer group and the community consider normal rather than solely on their own financial needs. So potentially they spend more, save less, and invest in certain way due to socialist pressure and desire to be comfort. The next is the behavioral, oh sorry. The next is the behavioral bias. Generally, we can see that due to behavioralistic decision, then people fall into bias like present bias, that is preferring the short-term gain over the future benefit, or loss aversion, that is the fear of financial loss led to poor investment decision. In that case, they are unable to understand the market dynamics and strategic issue to meet future challenges in this particular field. Now, what is the behavioral economic insight in rural financial decision making? Some common methods that financial practitioners can use to package and present choice to client in the way that make it easier for them to make more appropriate and optimal decision when faced with cognitive limitations. This method may help the rural agent to better structure their information and assist them in streamlining financial choices. Among them, the first method is choice structure and nudge, and the second is the social and cognitive influences. Choice architect generally refers to how options are presented to someone making a decision. That means this is the way in which choices can be presented to individuals to influence their decision. So in choice architect, the design and presentation of choice definitely matter. Another concept comes with this choice architects, that is nudge, and this is very important. In nudge is an aspect of choice architect that is used to influence people choice and behavior. As for example, putting healthy food at eye level at the school canteen is an example of to get students to choose healthier option. Here, one important thing is to point that nudge is very flexible, that the people has the opportunity to choose wisely. So, kind of architect policy and nudge policy exist in financial choice or decision in rural economy to help with policies. Among them, the first we will discuss about the default choice. So the default choice have a powerful impact on financial decision. A default choice is a choice frame in which one selection is pre-selected and active steps must be taken to select another option. It's not flexible. It's just opposite of the nudge. Different rural financial scheme provided by the government like insurance, pension plan, comes under the default choice, which refers to autonomy and enrollment to encourage participation in the rural economy. Secondly, the framing. In rural economy, some financial product or scheme are presented by highlighting the benefit of that scheme rather than the risk associated with it. This kind of activities encourages better decision making to invest in rural farm or non-farm sector accordingly. The another type of choice architect is that the pre-commitment mechanism. This kind of strategy tend to work because they help individuals to overcome the human tendency towards loss aversion and status quo bias among others. They involve people to align long-term goals such as saving for long-term investment with short-term design, such as how much to save each month in order to reach their ultimate long-term investment saving goals. Right? Now, next we will discuss the social and cognitive influence. We generally see that the people of the society is influenced by the other people of the society, especially in rural economy. So peer effect is a very common thing in rural economy. That is, the peer effect is generally indicate that seeing the neighbors use formal financial service can increase trust and adoption. That means if the neighbor use the formal financial service, then they will use the formal sector like banking sector and so on. That is that this depend on the others' behavior. Secondly, is the mental accounting. In rural household, often categorize money into different mental buckets. That is daily expenses, emergency fund. Okay. Then we have already discusses the income volatility. That means in rural economy, it is very common that is income volatility. So in this kind of mental accounting is also related the income volatility. If income is not regular, then their saving tendency or investment tendency is already decreases. Next, we will discuss the application of rural development and financial inclusion. While rural community needs financial service the most, they remain the largest unserved market to financial services. Financial inclusion can unlock the unconsiderable economic potential of rural areas and benefits the rural poor. So, what is the financial inclusion? This simply represents the practice of providing affordable financial service to everyone, regardless their income level. It's considered service like banking, insurance, credit, etc. Different financial inclusion initiatives are available to promote financial awareness in rural areas. Here are some prominent examples. First of all, we see that all the mobile and digital bankings, it is very common to all of us. It's encouraged people to use mobile-based financial solution like UPI, microfinance app, etc. The advantage of mobile and digital banking is reduce the reliance on cash transaction and reduce the cost. Secondly, financial literacy program. Different kind of financial literacy program are made designing easy to understand training module on the investment strategies like household consumption, saving, budgeting, etc. Third is the microfinance and cooperative models. Government is strengthening the self-help group and cooperative bank to credit the affordable to provide some affordable credit and savings also. Different kinds of branches of microfinance and cooperative is rising day by day. Next, the subsidized and flexible insurance. Government is also created some tailored insurance plan and that fit the financial behavior of the rural population and make their habit to involve in the financial investment and savings plan. And finally, gamification and incentives. Using digital tools with reward and behavior nudges to enhance savings and responsible borrowing. Right? Now the question is how to make an financial decision. We can see that the government had already initiated different kinds of activities, training, but the implemented level is very low. Still, the rural government, rural population and rural household is suffering from different kinds of decision making problem. So policies would be directed at developing a market-based financial system for rural finance. But because of market failure to support disadvantaged group, a special priority program may be needed to get credit to women and smallholders and the rural non-farm sectors. And finally, the Rabindrik Psychotherapy Research Institute Trust have initiated and thought about an mobile app-based financial service that could use the behavioral nudges to improve the decision-making power of the rural people. Some features have been added, that's like personalized savings goal, microloan management with behavioral reminders, financial education through interactive modules, peer influence, and social proofing strategies. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Piali. So, Shoma, Mona Lisa, do you have any question?
No, sir, no question.
Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Mona Lisa, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. So can you brief what PLE has presented? What is the difference of financial decision making in rural area and in the urban area? What is financial decision making?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
PLE?
Sir, are you asking me?
No, I am asking Shoma.
Okay.
Shoma,
Yes, sir.
so can you brief what PLE has presented?
Sir, whatever financial decision making you have asked me, that actually mm, that is the choice how I am going to manage the money, investments, and the expenses. That is how I am going to planning or chalk out to reach to the financial goal. And this is the financial decision making. And what's about urban and the
Rural.
rural? Um,
Anything more?
Sir, actually, it depends on the lifestyle, rural lifestyle and the urban lifestyle, and then their infrastructures. Uh, Rural area, especially, we are getting the agricultural and the small MSME type business. And in the urban area, we are getting especially the factories, business, in other salaried jobs,
Services.
etc. So according to that, the uh, the earning and the lifestyle, the financial decision are going to be made.
Hello, PLE.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, we have observed that in case of the rural area, unorganized sector very high in comparison with the urban area.
Urban areas, right.
So the financial decision making in the urban area and in the rural area will be different.
Yes,
So
sir.
can you explain this thing?
Actually, in the rural farming and non-farming sector, both in the farming and non-farming sector, the peoples are generally illiterate and they are not aware about the financial decision, investment making, and the different scheme that is provided by the government. On the other side, in urban sector, they basically the two sectors are very dominated by two sectors, that is industrial sector and service sector. Two sectors, people and organizer are very aware about the financial initiative, government scheme, and they also get different kinds of facilities. Their connection is more. On the other side, in rural economy, the people don't know, and this kind of of lack of information is the village moneylender or brokers are different types of unorganized sector that this take this advantage and give them loan in high rate of interest, and this kind of activities is similar to the financial dualism, and that's why the financial decision is very weak by the rural people rather than the urban people.
Okay.
Sir,
Since the
am I make
literacy
myself
rate is
clear?
very poor, since the literacy rate is very poor,
Yes.
does it mean that is the rural people are easily misguided by the
Yes, by the money
incomplete
lenders or other.
information?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
That's why different
Monalisa?
kinds of sorry, may I continue?
Yeah, you can continue.
That's why different kinds of schemes or different kinds of workshop and program is going on several villages of our all over the India, and it is very important and very slowly but growing. The people of rural area is growing, and they comes to the right goals, but the rate is very slow still now. So I think we should focus on this kind of problem and get out of the rural people and make them to literate, financially literate, especially.
Okay. Monalisa, can you brief?
Sir,
Yes, Monalisa, what Madam has taught today, can you brief it?
yes, sir. I known about the rural and urban people's financial decision making and the financial biases. शायद मैडम बोले ना financial biases.
Yes.
They are type money laundering. The rural people are doing the money laundering.
So what is financial biases? What do you mean by the financial biasness?
Biasness means there is some discrimination, sir, related to money or finance.
Really, is
That
it
is
correct?
Yes, sir.
What Monalisa is telling, whether it is correct?
I can't hear her. Can you please repeat once again, Mona Lisa, please?
Financial biases, ma'am. The biasness means discrimination na? Related to money between the rural and urban people.
Yes. You are correct.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Actually, this is cognitive and emotional biasness. That is, the rural people are influenced by some other factors, that is neighbor or peer, etc. That's why
Yes,
their decision, investment decision making, consumption, saving decision making is different. It's not acceptable rather than the urban people, right?
yes, ma'am.
You are right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So what is the suggestion for management of this biasness?
Hello, sir. Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Sir, once more repeat, please. That is network issue.
How can we
Sir, there
manage
should be some financial awareness.
that is the management of the behavioral biasness?
Okay.
How we can manage?
In order to manage this behavioral biasness that I have already discussed about the financial literacy initiative taking, first of all, then different schemes that is to reach out to this urban poor rural people. Through this kind of activities, we can reduce the biasness.
Okay.
And manage.
So the literacy plays critical role, na?
Literacy
Literacy
plays a very
plays
critical role.
role.
Yes.
And the involvement of panchayats.
Or panchayat
that is also important.
Local government,
NGO,
panchayat.
NGO,
NGOs.
self-help group.
Yes.
Self-help groups.
Some research institute also takes some this kind of initiative to way forward these people or make them financially literate. Sir, am I correct?
I think so.
Yes, sir. Related to that, we have Raghopur St. Xavier's, and there we have opened one Raghopur Shakti wings, where the illiterate women, they used to, that means their husband used to beat them like this, and they didn't have any earning. So now that is MGD Vardha, through MGD Vardha, there was one project. So they now learn how to make the phenyl, how to make the small things through MSME. So now they are continuing their earning, and they are happy now. So this kind of campaigning through NGOs and the MSMEs, that is very much needed to develop the rural areas also.
It's a very important point that you
Yes.
said, that financial literacy is very important, especially for the women in rural area.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So I think today this class is very much successful and you have understood this
Yes,
issue.
sir.
And from Tagore's point of view, I am in favor of distributed economy. Distributed economy that is very much applicable in unorganized sector, specifically for rural areas. So this is my perception. Later on, we can think about it. Piali, can you say something about the distributed economy?
Sir, right now, I am not too much comfortable. Then can we discuss in later class?
Sure, definitely. Achha, we will include you in the Google Classroom. So do you have any Gmail account you have, na?
No, sir.
But without Gmail, it becomes very difficult, na?
Oh, sir, I didn't understand. You are talking about Gmail.
Yeah.
I heard it problem. No, sir, I have a Gmail account. I am sending you.
Yeah.
WhatsApp.
Okay, thank you. Okay, dear students, so now I have to close the session. Farah, are you here?
Yes, sir.
What will be the next class?
Sir, we don't have next class.
This is the last class.
No, no, sir. Okay, behavioral economics. Yes, sir. We have next class. So the next topic is the one second. I tell you the next topic. The next class is on Thursday from 7 to 8,
The topic is
and the topic is financial decision making in rural economics. That is covered, na, sir? Right now.
yeah.
Okay, so the next topic is technology adoption and behavioral economics.
Piali, is it okay for you?
Technology.
Technology adoption and behavioral economics.
Sir, when will be the class in Thursday?
Yes, ma'am.
Thursday.
From 7 to 9.
Sir, can you give 2 more days, because there is lots of pending work in my project that I have already
Okay.
told you. So
2 more class is class time. I cannot give you another scope. If
okay,
class is the fixed, no? We
okay,
cannot change the class schedule.
Thursday, right?
Yeah. Thursday.
Technology
maybe-
adoption and behavioral economics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So again, we will meet on Thursday.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, students.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you
ma'am.
all. Acha, Farah.
Yes, sir. So you have to stop the live session. Yes, sir.